Bridging the Digital Divide is a program brought to you by Blip School in partnership with Rise Vest. Hey people, how are you doing today? I hope you're all having a really wonderful and very productive day wherever you are. This is Bridging the Digital Divide and I'm your host, Afoma Cheboka. As usual, you can call me Oma the Storyteller. And I am here with our favorite guest, Celestine Ezeokoye, who is the founder of Tellage Concepts, the owners of Blip School who are bringing this program to you. Hey, Celestine.
Hi, Afama. Thank you very much for having me. I'm really happy to be here once again.
Awesome. We always love having you here. You always blow our minds, expand it, gang, all of that. Today's episode is special because it was brought to you by Blip School, as usual, in partnership with Yellow Card. Now, something you need to know about Yellow Card is that Yellow Card focuses on creating innovative solutions to make our regular transactions and payments easier for businesses across the globe. So if you're a business, Yellow Card's payment API is probably the best that you should actually use because with Yellow Card Payments API, you can actually expand your reach to 20 African countries with instant access to easy localized payment methods in Africa, including bank transfer and mobile money. So really, you would actually have things really seamless for you if you were to use Yellow Card for your business. So today, remember where we were in our last episode? We were exploring, device security, how we can protect our devices, our phones, and even protect ourselves from scams. But now this time we are going into the internet. So we're exploring the internet and internet ethics. Tell us what the internet is, and then how can the internet even be like a source of knowledge and learning?
The internet, in the most basic form, is just a network of computers, right? So there are just a lot of computers that come together to communicate with each other. That is what the internet is, right? These computers are not like a regular small computers, right? Okay. They are really large computers called servers. And if you come to even think of it, the word internet comes from the word international network. Right. So that is internet. Okay. Right. So that is how the word was coined. The internet, in order to be able to access this information, there are things that the internet work with called protocol. Right. Protocols are how those computers realize what are you doing, right? Which protocol are you following? Right, to be able to do something, right? If you want to send messaging, there's a messaging protocol that is responsible for emails. If you want to transfer files, there are file protocols that are called FTP, file transfer protocol. If you want to find documents, access documents, access music files, access images, there's a global protocol called HTTP, which is a hypertext transfer protocol, right? So HTTP is the foundation for websites, right? Foundation for websites is the foundation for a couple of other, the core foundation for most of the other things that are being transferred around the internet. Now, due to these protocols, a lot of things can now be built. Your apps can now be built that sit on HTTP. App can be built that sit on FTP to transfer files. App can be built that sit on email protocol to send emails around. Right. So these are the basic use cases of the internet. Now, because those documents and those information are available, they can now be properly structured and properly classified in ways that makes it easy to pass knowledge around, right? And this is how knowledge moves from one place to another. You can say, these are videos that educate people, right? And they are now put on YouTube. Right? These are texts that educate people on something and they are now put on something like Blip School, for instance, on the internet for people to access. This is the foundation of the internet. Just a lot of computers communicating with each other and making it easy for people to access the files and data that is inside of it.
That's really interesting. Bringing it to even where we are. When three people even sit down and have a conversation. You know,
yes.
knowledge is exchanged. So in the same way, now you have like the computers, as in computers are all over the world, right? And then information is being passed through all of this. So it's like there is no way that the information will not be a lot. And then, you know, listen. So at the end of the day, yes, we can actually learn a lot of things from the internet. That being said, like, how can we practice ethics responsibly on the internet? How can we share content responsibly, you know, foster a positive online community, respect people's privacy? How can we actually do that generally? And what is even internet ethics anyway?
All right. So when you're using the internet, you are relating with a lot of computers, but you're also relating with people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be we are going to talk about it, right? Where you relate to people on social medias. But yeah, you are relating with a lot of computers, but you're also relating with people. Right. When you relate to people, you want to be fair, right? You want to be just, you want to be kind, right? And this is when you are relating with people face to face, right? When you're also relating with people across the computer, you also want to use the same metric for the most part, right? And you don't want to take somebody's stuff, right? When someone keeps his phone, you don't want to take it and put it in your bag and leave.
Yeah.
The same thing with the internet. You don't want to take someone else's money, right? So you want to be the general of how to do these things in a way that, I mean, using the internet in ways that doesn't hurt anybody or doesn't create much problem is called internet ethics. Okay. Right? Now, when you're using a platform that has other people and even other computers on it, you don't want to have maliciously access those computers, right? In a wrong way, right? You don't want to, I mean, they call it hacking for the most part, in a wrong way, right? You don't want to steal people's credit card information. You don't want to steal people's money. Yeah. Right? And that is internet fraud. Yes. Right? Those things, when you engage in those kinds of behaviors, right? You're not being fair. If you can't do it to somebody's face, right? Why do you want to do it across the wire? Why do you want to do it on the internet? Yes, actually. So when you think about it, there are many ethical use of the internet that even gives you the things that you're trying to get if you're using the internet unethically, right? So the idea is that what you cannot or you shouldn't do to somebody physically, you shouldn't try to do to them through the internet.
Yeah. That's actually very, very important, especially in today's world. Oh my God. You know, just as I mentioned, like Twitter, just say something wrong. It might even just be innocent, and the way Twitter will get your receipts.
Pounce on you.
Oh my God. But now, speaking of Twitter and many of all these other guys, like social media particularly, let's now even explore what social media is. Like, okay, how did it even start? What are social media services?
All right. So just the way we have a network of computers, right? Social media makes us to be able to have a network of people that don't even see each other, right?
Okay.
Right? It builds on the access. If computers can connect to each other in remote places, why don't the people that can access those computers also connect to each other? You understand? So it builds a social network where, I mean, you don't only connect with people that are around you, but connect with people through the computers and the things that the computers have made available, made possible, like the internet. Okay. Right. That is what social media brings. Now, because of social media, a lot of traditional methods of doing things now seem to be not so conversant, right? For instance, you want to publish your thoughts, you just go on places like Twitter and publish.
Very true.
Right? I mean, we keep talking Twitter, but yes, the new name is X.
Yes, so true.
Right? You have a really nice picture and you want to show it off, right? You don't need to have a photo album in your house as it used to be, right? And have people come over and see that photo album. You put it on places like Instagram. right? And
Yeah.
that's your photos are properly organized, right? And other
Yes.
people are seeing it. You want to talk to your friend, you don't have to leave your house and go to their place. You probably go to Facebook, right? And find out that your friend's information and communicate with them or use WhatsApp, right?
Yes.
So this is what social media make possible. Right? And also beyond that, it also helps us to be able to maintain the our civic rights as citizens for the most part in what we are doing, right? As people who live in a society that have government and all, we want to use the social media to pay attention to what is happening around us. What are the government doing? It's important that we use this social media platform to get closer to the government, and not just government, also businesses that serve us. You can use it to hold them accountable, right? When they tell you, oh, they are going to do this, you use it to ask them, oh, have you done what you said you would do? You understand?
Yeah.
So social media not just only helps improve connection to people, it helps us to also fulfill our civic rights as citizens. We have seen examples of it happen in a couple of places where social media have been pivotal to the change of government and the way governments attend to citizens. It's important that we know that those are great tools that we can use in that regard.
That's actually so true. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because of course it took me to the time of NSAS and all that.
Yes.
All of those movements. What can we use social media to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So for instance, if you have a business, you have a trade, a small shop that sells something around your vicinity, right? And people walk into your shop to buy what you sell. Let's say, for instance, you're selling shirts, right? And you are thinking of how you want to grow your business, right?
Yeah.
One of the very easy way to make this happen is to put your business online, on social media. Put it on X, Twitter, put it on Instagram. Now on Instagram, you can showcase more of what you are selling.
Yeah.
Right? On Twitter, X, you can communicate with your customers. Right? They reach out to you, they tag you, they ask you questions, and then they share. You can use it to put your delivery information, right? And people make orders, they make payments, and then you can refer them to where they make payments to for your service, and then you deliver it to them. So social media, and this is how the internet has made life better for everybody. Social media and the internet in general has made business not just to be something that happens just within a small locality or a small vicinity, right? A lot of businesses have been built off of it, right? Let's give an example of you can just focus on just selling your clothes, and somebody else has built a business that delivers the clothes to people that is far away, and they just open the app on the internet and make a request for the business to buy the cloth, and then they now links to another business that does the delivery. That is a chain of business that is made possible by the internet and social media. Even if you are just a farmer, especially in this economy that we are in now, where we want to be earning foreign currency.
Like my brother.
Where we want to be earning foreign currency, right? You can work with a packaging system where they package your goods and then export it. Right, and use social media to get customers in places like China, in places like Brazil, in places like South Africa, in places like even neighboring countries like Benin Republic, Ghana, Cameroon.
Yep.
You understand?
Yes.
And then they pay for the things that you have, and then all of this is made possible by social media and the internet.
Yellow Card, you remember I mentioned them at the beginning of this episode. They have a widget, which is another tool that businesses can actually use to enable their customers to buy and sell stable coins across Africa. The widget helps companies to onboard customers in Africa easily, and it allows them transact using local payment methods. So these solutions include a fully equipped dashboard on which you and your business, you can track your customers and your transactions. And the best part is that Yellow Card will handle all the onboarding and KYC processes. So there's actually no need for you to put a team on ground. So Yellow Card API, Yellow Card widget, and really all the tools that Yellow Card has, you should explore that for your business. I want us to actually demystify AI. I mean, I've used AI in different ways. I've used it to generate images, generate text. In some cases, it's like to refine text and all of those kind of stuff. And I know there are many, many uses even beyond all these basic ones that we've already started with.
Yep.
So let's even demystify it. It's like, what is AI? What are its uses? And how really does it affect our lives?
All right. So AI basically stands for artificial intelligence, right?
Yes.
So artificial intelligence actually means taking in the how it works is that it takes a lot of knowledge in the past and uses it to infer what was likely going to happen in the future, right? It's just like when you are born, you are like a child, you're a blank slate that don't have knowledge or experience of what happens. When you try to walk as you grow older, you put your hand in fire and then the thing burns you. When you see fire in the future, you know that this thing normally burn, right? And then you know that you shouldn't put your hand in it anymore.
Yeah.
So you have now used a past event to predict what you are going to do or to guide yourself in the future. That is exactly the concept around AI, right? Artificial intelligence is loading the computer with information and teaching the computer to use that information to learn how to process itself, how to process data, likely outcome of things, and to give advice and to direct of future outcome. Now, it's not just text information, pictures, sound, and all of that. So that is the whole concept around artificial intelligence, which is also called AI. Now, will it take our job? Maybe. Right? It's just like everything. If you ask, WhatsApp took the job of the postman. Right? So there's always job to be lost, but in the same way, there's job to be gained because there are people who are going to be managing those AIs. So those are fields that can also be explored, right? And used to improve life in general. Right, because it's part of the whole computer thing. Yeah. Right. So I mean, I'll just leave it at the basic of that, and because AI is way
it's so vast. Yes. It's actually so vast. Yes. Yeah, very true. I mean, this thing that you're talking about, it taking our jobs and all that. I know what you mean very well because I work in like both the art space and then the writing space, and then AI came specifically for like the creative industry. It's like crazy. Yes. So in ways that I am now adapting is like, for example, with writing, it can be that, okay, I've written a particular piece and then I just use AI to refine it so that way it's like, okay, if there are some errors here and there, grammatical, whatever it is, I'm able to take it out and then just make my writing all that much stronger. Yes. As opposed to worrying that, people will not come to me because they are scared. Now AI. I mean, we have tried to create scripts from the scratch with AI and we know the difference, right? AI is not as creative right now, anyway. It's exactly. It's not yet AI is not yet as creative as human beings. So for now, guys, don't worry. You still have your jobs. But at least the good thing about AI is that it should let you sit up. Now, there is this thing called the Internet of Things, right? IoT. Please just break it down for us. What is IoT and how is it used today?
All right. So, what is Internet of Things, also called IoT? Right? It's very simple. Remember when we first started that I said computer is everywhere, right? Computer is in your fridge, computer is in your microwave, computer is in your cars. Now, imagine those computers in those places connecting to the internet. That is Internet of Things.
Oh, wouldn't that be confusing though? So it's like, what is the difference between IoT and internet now? Because you're saying internet and then you're saying Internet of Things. Yes. So what's the distinction?
So let's assume the normal internet is internet of people.
Okay.
Right? So when you go on your phone and you connect to social media, that is internet of people connecting to each other.
Okay.
Right? Now, when you now say IoT is Internet of Things, then that is Internet of Things connecting to other things.
Okay.
Right? So when you have your fridge, right, and it connects to your phone, right, and you have already programmed your fridge to come up at 10 a.m. in the morning and switch off when after everything has gotten frozen at a particular time, that is Internet of Things, right? And that is very possible.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You can also have your car, right? know where your car is at a particular location, but it is connected to another device, right? So that device has already been programmed to communicate with your car, right? And to say, oh, if fuel is low, let it trigger a notification to you in an email. That is Internet of Things. So basically, Internet of Things is connecting these intelligent things that have embedded computers within them to the internet, right? So that they can now be more connected beyond just people going on social media and posting message, posting memes, posting images and all, but things actually responding to circumstances, responding to events, right? Responding to activities happening or responding based on particular time. So that is what Internet of Things really entails. I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
I mean, it's fun because it can go wide. It can go really wide. You can say, oh, at 7 a.m. in the morning, my window should open, right? When I come into the house, it should just greet me, welcome, or my AC should just turn on. You understand? So as I'm opening my door, which is one thing, and then it just triggers the other things. You understand? Right? I mean, it's just a very interesting concept because this is very valid use cases of the internet that gives a lot of opportunities if you think about it.
Yes, a lot. I'm even remembering one story, as in there's a lady that was talking about how whenever she's at work, like she has a microwave programmed to warm her dinner at a particular time because she's going to be home in I think 10 minutes or so from that time. So that would actually count as Internet of Things.
That's very correct.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Let me even ask this. How does AI play into the Internet of Things? Because I think that's something that we have seen very commonly.
Yes. If you now think about it logically, right, the artificial intelligence play coming into Internet of Things, you don't need to tell your device that you are going to come home by 7. Your device just learns. You come home by 7 day before yesterday. You come home by 7 yesterday. You come home by 7 today. And then your device automatically predicts that you are going to come home by 7
tomorrow.
And then when it comes to like 6:45, it switches on the AC for your house to be cool. Right. So all you just need to do is to install your IoT devices around your house or whatever, wherever it is applicable. And then it just sits and learns what you do. Right. When it learns what you do, and then it will, based on that learning of what it learns that you do, it now does response to it in ways that will be pleasant to you. So these are the interesting combinations of internet, artificial intelligence, IoT, and every other thing that comes into play to make your life way, way, way better. It is something that we can always learn how to make it to work for us, right? And that's the reason why we set up Blip School, so that these things can be easily accessible to anybody, right? Design those things, make those things work for us, right? And then pass that value to regular person. The truth is, all you really need is the computer and the knowledge, and then all of these things can be worked out.
Yes, that's so important to say, because at the end of the day, as much as IoT is not as common now in Nigeria, we know that in the next few years, with how speedily things are going, it's going to actually be everywhere.
Let me even tell you one very interesting one, and how it plays out in health.
Okay.
Right? A lot of people don't know that their smartwatch has a trauma detection, right? When you fall, let's say you're hiking with your smartwatch and you fall, and the watch detects that you fell with a high level of, an impact. That could be dramatically bad, right? This watch will send a message to the people that you've set as your emergency contact, right? And tell them exactly where you are at.
That is so useful.
You understand? So that is Internet of Things, and that is how it helps out in health, right? It helps you in disaster management, in emergency situations, right? So these things are basically just understanding that these things can also be, they are not, even though they are built way, way far away, they are knowledge that can be acquired wherever you are, even in the most remote, underserved community.
Yes. At the end of the day, as our parents would say, the people who are building it don't have two heads. So we can actually do, if we've built software, built hardware here in Nigeria, we can actually build, program things so that they respond to our commands. So I hope you've all learned how the internet works and all the wonderful things that you can actually achieve with the internet. And more importantly, I just want to emphasize that if you go to Blip School, that is blip.school, that's SCHOOL, you will be able to access even more learning opportunities. I look forward to seeing you at our next episode where we will be talking about, this one now is going to be like full tech talk. We're going to be exploring smartphones and how, it works, even choosing the right smartphones for you. So many things, really. You want to be there for the next episode. Once again, I want to introduce our guest to you, our very, very special, always present, ever giving, professional phone presser guest. Celestine Eziokoye, the founder of Tellage Concepts and the owners of Blip School. Thank you for coming on, Celestine.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. And once again, it's your host, Afoma Chiboka Oma, the storyteller. See you at our next episode. Thank you for joining us to this point. As you know, this episode is brought to you by Blip School in partnership with Yellow Card, and I want to thank Yellow Card for sponsoring this episode. If you're a business owner and you want to learn more about Yellow Card's payment solutions because it's necessary for your business, just visit their website at yellowcard.io to book a demo. That is YELLOWCARD.io. See you at our next episode. Bye. Bridging the Digital Divide is a program brought to you by Blip School in partnership with